Hi everyone, this is Ride or Die. Thanks for tuning in. Today is the culmination of a 6-year journey to craft the ideal portable Nintendo Switch setup. Now, if you saw my older review, my deluxe travel with the Nintendo Switch video, I talked a little bit about how I liked to travel with this full setup that involved a screen and all these different things because I find the Switch to be really uncomfortable to play handheld. Well, those days are over. I'm a new man now, and I finally kind of cracked the code. I'm going to talk to you about some of the things that I've also tried that haven't worked. And then a little bit later in the video, I'm going to do a kind of a channel update. If you're interested in that, stay tuned to the end. If not, enjoy the first part of the video. I just want to kind of take you through how I got to the perfect setup for the Nintendo Switch, how I got to having the perfect portable on-the-go setup where I could actually feel comfortable playing the Nintendo Switch handheld, because although that is one of its primary functions, I don't find it to be a very comfortable experience with the default Joy-Cons. I was okay with the DS, the Game Boy, all of their handheld systems, all the way up to the 2DS XL. And for whatever reason, when the Switch came out, I just find it to be horribly uncomfortable. So starting back in 2017, because that's when I actually got my Switch, 6 years ago, I picked up this guy, the Satisfye grip. Now, this is actually the ZenGrip Pro from Satisfye. Before this, I had the Satisfye ZenGrip. What makes this the Pro are these additional little kind of rubber bumpers that they have here, which are meant to try to protect your Switch as you slide it down in there. The original ZenGrip had some issues with leaving these what looks like kind of like eraser trails on the back of your Switch. That still kind of happens with this. This is a great product. It's a little expensive. I want to say it's like $30 or $40. But what it primarily does is it gives you a grip and it offsets the side over here to make it a little bit easier to reach that bottom thumbstick. Among the issues that exist with this, however, are that you're still using the Joy-Cons. And I find the Joy-Cons themselves to be kind of a problem because the travel with those thumbsticks and just the placement of the buttons is just not comfortable. This does not resolve that. It just gives you a thick grip. It's relatively bulky, so if you go to travel with it, you have to have some sort of a special case, or you have to take this off, and then this is going to take up room in your luggage. This is not dockable. They did just announce the ZenGrip Ronin is its name. It's $50, but it is finally dockable. So here at the tail end of the Nintendo Switch's life cycle, Satisfye has decided that they're going to solve this issue finally. So you can spend $50 and get a version of this that's dockable, but you're still going to need some sort of case if you want it to be portable, and you're still going to have the Joy-Cons, and that's kind of a deal breaker for me. So I tried another solution, and that's this RetroFlag GameCube style handheld shell. Basically, the idea is you take off your Joy-Cons, you slot your Switch down into there. This works for both the regular Switch and the OLED Switch. It is okay. With a few major drawbacks. Now, obviously, it has the GameCube style buttons and controllers, and it feels relatively close to the GameCube, and somewhere kind of reminiscent of the Xbox controller with how thick these grips are. You can see this is kind of a thick solution. It looks great. It looks really cool. But the problems that it has is that, first of all, these buttons can really tear up your hands. That's why I have a thumb grip on here, because particularly the thumbstick has literally torn the skin off of my thumb. It's not incredibly comfortable. It doesn't have a great feel to it per se. It is, I'd say, like 80% of the way there, but it does have like a cheapness to it. But the big issue are these little clips that are on either side. So in order to accommodate both the regular Switch and the OLED Switch, it has these springs that are meant to kind of push the slightly smaller regular Switch into the middle. Now, I've seen some videos where people have had their Switch scratched by this guy. and that's not something that I'm really looking forward to have happening. You know, at the end of the day, this is also not dockable. They do have the little pass-through down here on the bottom, if I can find where my finger goes. But it's still not necessarily going to solve the problem for me, which is that this is not totally portable. This takes up a lot of room in my luggage. I'm on the road like 2 to 3 months out of the year, so having this in my luggage is a big waste of space. Another huge issue that exists is there are not any readily available case options made specifically for this. So I can't just put my Switch in this and then put it into a case and throw it into my luggage and know that it's going to be safe. So that is really kind of a deal breaker for me, and that's why this guy hasn't really left the house. All of that brings me to the solution that I've finally come up with, something that I've heard about probably for about 2 or 3 years, which is the Hori Compact Grip. Now, this is the Hori Compact Grip. The Hori Split Pad Compact. There's the Hori Split Pad Pro, which is kind of the bigger brother, which kind of looks similar to the grip that we saw on the RetroFlag GameCube style controller. Big, thick grips that go on either side, but that has recently been kind of updated with a compact little brother. And these are the compact, the Hori Split Pad Compact Joy-Con replacements. So you can see them there on both sides. This is a yellow and gray kind of color scheme. There aren't a ton of color choices available in America. There are many, many, many more available in Japan. I wish they would bring them over here. But these basically take the place of your Joy-Cons. Now, why would I go with something like this over the traditional Joy-Cons? Well, number one, you have this nice grip. And this grip is great, I would say, for medium-sized hands, which is probably, the range that I fall into. It is comfortable. I've played with it for hours and hours and hours with these grips on. I think the best compliment that I can give to these things is that using them, I totally forget that I'm using them altogether. I forget that I'm playing handheld. I don't have any of the discomfort and things that used to come along with them, particularly with those Joy-Cons. My hands don't cramp up. It's just a very natural, simple experience. There are some great things about this that I'm going to walk you through. First of all, they are lightweight. They have kind of a hollow feeling that is somehow not cheap feeling, which is an amazing accomplishment. I don't know how they manage this, because usually hollow third-party accessories are cheap. They're made of crappy plastic, and they feel bad to hold. This is not that. For some reason, it feels great. The buttons are great. The travel on the thumbstick is phenomenal. These buttons feel exactly right. They feel like they should. But the reason I finally wound up going with these was that I found them on sale on Amazon for about $36. At this exact moment, I think they're $31. And when you say that ZenGrip Ronin is $50 versus these working Joy-Con replacements for $31, it's kind of a no-brainer. Now, there are a few things that you lose by going with something like this. So before I get to the things that you lose, I'll talk about some of the things that you gain. So you get this very nice kind of full-sized D-pad. You get these buttons down here at the bottom. One is to assign a button to kind of repeat on one of these back buttons. So you can basically replicate one of those. It's very simple to assign. You just tap a button, you tap the back button, and you're good to go. There's a turbo functionality. I will never use that. I have never played a game where I'm like, I wish I could hit this button 7,000 times in a minute. The buttons all feel pretty good, with the slight exception of maybe this tiny little bumper up here. This is a little weird. I don't know how to explain why exactly that it's weird, but it is just a little bit. So this is fantastic. Now, what are the potential drawbacks? Well, first of all, these are not wireless Joy-Con replacements. They cannot be used wirelessly. They do not have the gyro support, so you won't have the motion aiming in games. It does not have the ability to amiibo scanning. That won't work. It doesn't have the IR sensor, and there is no HD rumble. They do offer an option to make this or turn these grips into a wired controller with a kind of centerpiece. Now, that centerpiece, unfortunately, goes for about $30 and is sold out right now on the Hori website. I haven't been able to find it as a standalone accessory. So if you're thinking that you might want to use these as a wired controller, then I would purchase it as a kit with that centerpiece included. It does cost more, but what you're going to get as a result is you're going to get a much improved selection of colors. So the full kit with both Joy-Con replacements and the centerpiece, they offer a lot of options there that they don't offer for just the side kind of pieces as they do here. One of the other kind of excellent things about these, things that I don't get with either of these grips, is that it's dockable. I don't have to take these things off, and they're fantastic. Now, you might be asking yourself, what do I do about this added bulk? Because if you try to put something like this into a standard slim case, like the one that I have here, my old standby, the one that I've been using for literally 6 years now, it is now far too big. It actually doesn't even fit in because it's a lot longer, and of course it's much thicker. Well, that's where another product comes into play, and that is the tomtoc case that was designed specifically for the Hori compact grip. So the Hori compact grip will actually fit directly into this case. Unfortunately, tomtoc only made this case in black or white. You can see that this case works a lot like any other kind of slimline case that you might have. There's a place to slot your games in there. There's something I've never seen before, which is this kind of like little bumper protector for the top buttons to make sure that they don't rub or cause issues. And then it's relatively form-fitting. You can see there are these little nubs on the top. It doesn't add too much to the thickness, so I feel pretty good about having this in my luggage. It's not much thicker than this slim case that I normally take, so you can see there's a little bit of added bulk, but not too much. So between these two, I have an excellent option for playing portable on the go. So my go-to system now when I'm out on the road, I don't need to take that portable display. I don't need to take those things that I talked to you about in the other video. I can pretty much take this, and then I can take a few accessories. And some of these things I talked about in the other video. I will take, for instance, the GENKI Covert dock. The GENKI Covert dock takes the place of the larger dock that comes with your Nintendo Switch. It's much more portable. It acts as a replacement, of course, for the dock, but it can also act as like a low wattage phone charger. It can charge a laptop, things like that as well, so it serves multiple purposes. They engineered this to basically mimic the way that the Switch itself uses power. So that was an effort that they led, and if you look on the GENKI website, you can see how it was they figured out how the Switch works with power and delivers power so that this ideally will not brick a Switch. That's an issue that was happening with earlier models of solutions like this. I haven't had any issues with this so far. I've had this for, I think, 2 years now. I use this both on the road and at home, and it's been phenomenal. So I do highly recommend that. I'm going to take that with the USB-C cable that was included with this, and I'm going to take my HDMI cable, of course. And with these three little things, I have a way to plug my Switch into a TV. And then I'm also going to take my tried and true, my beloved Switch Pro controller in this very form-fitting tomtoc case. And the benefit to this is that it's a hard shell. The buttons on my Switch Pro controller are not going to get knocked around. They're not going to get pressed. My battery's not going to die because of that happening. I don't know if you've ever tried to put something in your luggage and it's constantly jostling around and your battery runs down. That won't happen here. So a relatively slim carry, and I'm good to go for both now portable and television hookups. So I'm ready to go in both situations. So I think this is a phenomenal solution. I highly recommend it to anyone. This tomtoc case, I'm just going to guess, probably will not be available forever. Same with these Hori compact grips, mostly because we're here towards the end of the Nintendo Switch life cycle. I might be making a video or two talking a little bit about pickups and stuff like that I've had for the Switch in the last few weeks or months, because as we near the end of the Switch life cycle, the reason these big sales are going to be happening and the reason these sorts of things are cheaper is because they're attempting to move into whatever the next phase is for Nintendo. So as you're seeing these items get discounted, just keep in mind that that probably indicates that they're going to start to disappear. They're not going to be available as much because they're being cleared out to make room for whatever the next new thing is. I'm going to have links down below to all of these items on Amazon. They are Amazon affiliate links, and they do help to support the channel. I'm not a monetized YouTuber, so I sincerely appreciate whatever support you can give. That would include liking this video. If you like videos like this, please subscribe, and I'll make sure to try to deliver a little bit more to you. So that's going to conclude everything that I have to talk about the this kind of compact, on-the-go, portable solution for my Nintendo Switch. And at this point, if you want to dip out, that's completely fine. But I'll talk a little bit about the future of this channel and where things might go. So it's been a little bit since I've made a video. It's been a few months. And part of the reason for that is I got sick. I was sick for probably about 6 weeks in total, traveling quite a bit. And it also has to do with kind of the response to the channel. So we put a variety of different videos up, and different types of videos performed at different rates. And travel specifically was one of the areas that did not do great. And I don't mind making those sorts of videos, but it's a little difficult to make videos like that when very few people engage with them. So if I can make videos and also go enjoy my life and travel and do things like that and not put a camera in my family's faces or have to worry about things like that, you know, when I'm out all day, then I'm going to try to avoid that if possible. So we're probably going to do fewer of those types of travel videos. The other reason that there haven't been as many of those travel videos is that it has been extremely hot where we're at. So it's very difficult to muster the excitement or enthusiasm to go shoot a video when it's 110 degrees out, and you know, you're thinking about how much hydration you're going to bring with you, and you know, how you're going to protect yourself from getting a severe sunburn on top of also filming and things like that. So those videos will probably kind of be put by the wayside. What there have been a huge response to are review type videos, talking a little bit about products and things like that. And I'm more than happy to talk about those sorts of things. I hope that the videos and the takes that I'm giving are helpful in some way. I personally have the philosophy that, you know, if you're going to make a purchase, you should try to make an informed purchase whenever possible. So things like this, seeing how they work, talking a little bit about these grips and what they do and kind of strengths and weaknesses, I think are really important so that you don't wind up purchasing things that just sit around or eventually go into a landfill and stuff like that. So that's really my goal. I think in the future we'll probably have more of those sorts of videos because, as I said, the engagement on those is much higher and people seem to respond to them quite a bit more. I don't know that I'll ever be the type of YouTuber, if I could be called that, that just makes the same type of video over and over and over again. So, you know, if it doesn't make sense to make a video or the video isn't something I'm excited or interested about, I probably just won't do it. So I don't want to waste your time. I think your time is valuable. I think my time is valuable. So we'll probably try a few different things out as we kind of get things going. I'll be traveling in a few weeks, and I've got a few ideas kind of in the works, maybe more on the side of product reviews, talking about video games and video gaming products and things like that. So with that in mind, I really want to thank you for sticking out here to the end. As I said, if you could please like this video, subscribe if you'd like to get more kind of takes like this on things like these solutions for the Nintendo Switch. And I sincerely hope you have a wonderful day.